Hi, I'm Andrea Lwin, and you're watching channelapa.com. I started Slanted as a one-woman show, and I did that on and off for years in LA, and I did it at a festival in New York. And when it was done, I wrote a screenplay. I wasn't happy with it. My director and I co-wrote a pilot, and we just didn't have the means to get it going. And I just thought it had such a great message, and it needed to be shared with a wider audience. So at the time, the fastest thing to do was let's just start shooting, and use the web and use what we have, and that's how it started. Growing up was like all my dreams and imagination and all that stuff was because I watched TV so much, and I just thought, I want to reach out to those young girls and empower them, and right now they're all on the web. And so it was my quickest direct way to just get this message out and keep it going. And and I think it's really important for people to not forget that it still happens today. I'll go to a grocery store in Florida and I'll still get like little comments where I'm like, really? Like, haven't we evolved since then? Come on. So it definitely still happens, and I don't want people to forget that, and I don't want people to be affected by it in a way where I did when I was young, and that was just like be silent about it and don't talk about it and just put up with it. And it's like, no, we don't have to put up with it anymore. So yeah, so that was my purpose. Slanted. Well, Slanted is it revolves about around me when I was a young girl in Fort Lauderdale, and just coming across people just calling me names and making facial gestures and all that stuff, and also the obstacle with my immigrant parents and dealing with them. And the stage show itself revolved around the relationship between my mother and I, and then it just evolved into the web series, which is Andrea, an aspiring actress in Fort Lauderdale, and running against a lot of obstacles in the entertainment industry there, and in hopes to find her big break and get away from her parents and move to Hollywood. It's very difficult. It is. It's very difficult. And it's funny because I've been in conversations, a couple this week, about should Asian women dumb down and take the flaky call girl parts, and with the accent, and or should they just take the white collar roles and really be in the forefront and bring Asians up, and people have asked me what my opinion is, and honestly, I just don't think there's a right or wrong answer, and there's just so many factors that need to be considered, and what the role is. I mean, I think being an actress, you can't judge a part or a character, and hopefully the flaky call girl prostitute role, there's some meat there, that you can delve into, because that's a person, and there is the actress that maybe doesn't want to take that role, but is going to take that role because she's got to feed 3 kids in real life and survive. And yeah, so I think there is no right or wrong. I mean, yes, quick answer is Asians, need to be in the forefront. They need to play the smart, white collar roles. But sometimes, it just doesn't play out that way. So, excuse me, I really think it depends on the person. What I do believe is that I think people need to be a little bit more understanding and have empathy, and try not to judge, because the more conflict we have within our group, our race, Asian Americans, then we're just gonna break down. We're just gonna break up and fall apart. We gotta understand each other and our decisions and support each other the best way we can. So. As long as we can keep it going. We've written a 10-episode series, so we're going to just get that going, try to get an episode out every 2 to 3 months, and in between have video blogs and interviews and that type of thing. Until the money runs out. We'll just keep it going, basically, yeah. Well, let's see. We have a lot in store. We have one storyline where a PR woman in South Florida who thinks she's pretty much the big shit finds Andrea on YouTube and wants to represent her, and so we've got that going on. The next episode 3, Andrea does bring a scene with her friend to show Marty, and it just turns into complete chaos. And then Andrea finds an acting teacher, this acting guru of Fort Lauderdale, who helps her out, and finding the skill, the typical martial arts skill. So she does find an instructor, and but basically, I mean, her character just needs to find a job, tries to be this struggling artist, and finds a restaurant job, and but her character arc is she just gets derailed. She just listens to everybody who tells her what to do to make it, and she keeps getting farther and farther from who she really is, and eventually comes to a point where she really sees everybody for who they are, and finds herself, and gets on that track. Because it is the real thing. Because it is the truth. I think it represents what's out there. I think it represents the pain. I think it represents the humor. I think my co-creator Christine and I we're just not scared to tell the truth and how things really are out there. I think it's also a way for Asian Americans to say, yeah, this is how it is. This is the painful truth, and at least there's something out there that I can relate to, that's going on. So watch Slanted. It's the real thing, and you're gonna laugh. You may even cry. You may be even embarrassed to laugh, but it's the real deal, and it's the truth, and I hope you enjoy it.